Aries, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aries love reading. I know it has been probably a couple months since I posted an Aries reading for you. I haven't been on vacation or anything, and I've been totally fine. People have been emailing me and DMing me on Instagram asking if everything's okay because I've been gone for a while. I've just been working on a whole bunch of stuff. I'm in the process of writing 12 different books right now and working on a tarot course and all kinds of other stuff. And I've just been busy working on that and doing the personal readings and all that. Haven't really had a whole lot of free time to get here on YouTube, but I'm back now. So let's get on with this Aries love reading for you today. Today, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2024. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Aries, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Aries and their person of interest. Okay. What's going on with you, Aries? Let's take a look here. What's going on with Aries as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them? Not letting me finish my sentence here, so this might be a nice and easy one for you. What's going on with your person, Aries? Let's take a look at what's going on with Aries' romantic person of interest as it relates to Aries and the connection between the two of them. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, Knight of Pentacles. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Knight of Pentacles is one of those energies that's usually really frustrating. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck. So this usually means that something is happening a hell of a lot slower than you probably want to see it happening. This is like monotonous energy. This is like one drip at a time, snail's pace kind of a thing. This is usually, I want something like yesterday and I still don't have it and it seems like nothing's moving. When you're going through this kind of an energy, it can be almost impossible to tell the difference between this and the Hanged Man. Like the Hanged Man would be progress is actually stopped and there is no forward movement. And here there is movement. It's just so damn slow that you probably can't see it from where you sit. It would be like trying to watch my hair grow. You could stare at it the whole time I'm doing this reading and you're not going to see any difference whatsoever. We both know that, like, technically my hair is growing. You're just not going to be able to tell for a week or so. But that's kind of what this energy feels like. Now, in terms of a person, this could represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do but isn't doing it for some reason. It can even represent a person who knows what they're not supposed to do and is doing it any damn way. Right behind that, I have the King of Cups, which is Pisces or Scorpio energy, depending on how you view that. This would represent a person that you probably have a lot of love and emotions for, and they probably have a lot of love and emotions for you too. But the King of Cups doesn't always wear his heart on his sleeve. He's not always going to publicly broadcast what he's feeling about something, good or bad. Like this could be someone who loves you and you have no idea. This could be someone who is going through emotional turmoil of some kind and you also have no idea. Like they don't wear it on their face. It's really hard to pick that vibe up off of them and they're probably not going to talk about it. I do have the Ace of Cups right behind that. This is a new beginning in love and emotions. It's a new opportunity for love and emotions. This is typically a new beginning, as in like a new person that you're meeting. Sometimes this can represent trying to fill that cup back up between two people once like a relationship has ended. This would be like trying to start over at square one again. So I've got something like really, really slow moving and frustrating here. Somebody who there's a lot of feelings for and maybe not expressing their feelings, and this idea of either a new love or putting something back together. So that's the gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about, Aries. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in October 2024. Doesn't always affect you both the same way. Sometimes they'll do this and you'll feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they'll say or do something and it makes you start to feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes this is legitimately something external to both of you that's having an impact on you both. Maybe not even exactly the same way. The mutual point of interest between the two of you, Aries, is the moon. This is fear, worry, and anxiety, usually from uncertainty. So if you think about when the moon's out, it's dark outside, really hard to see your own hand in front of your face, let alone the full path that's in front of you right now. So this could bring up things like, well, I can't see the full path. I don't know if I'm on the right path. Is this the right path for me? Should I have made a different turn somewhere? Did I make a wrong turn? Should I go back? So just like that level of uncertainty of not knowing everything can make you have some fear and some worry and even some anxiety. The other thing about the moon is, like I said, it's dark outside when the moon's out, so things can be hidden in the dark. It can represent stuff that you don't know about, some things that haven't been revealed to you that you can't see just yet. It can even represent secrets being kept. Let's take a look at this. Let's clarify this and see what else we can find out. Tell me more about this moon. Why is that the shared energy? Okay, what do we got here? Come here. This looking like it's taking a different turn than I was expecting here. Underlying this moon energy, we got the Three of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy. This is teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. This would be like laying the foundations for the Ten of Pentacles, that combined together life, where we're building a life together. This is the teamwork and the being equals in that. And then something happens because we got the Hanged Man next. I referenced that when I was saying, hey, this is really hard to tell the difference between these two energies. When you're going through this, it feels like the Hanged Man. But here we have the Hanged Man putting a stop to the progress of this building something together here and working together as equals. This is something that's stuck with that. It's not moving. Progress isn't happening. Now, the Hanged Man is hanging upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different perspective, a different point of view than he would normally look at things from. And he's doing that because he's trying to gain enlightenment on something. He's trying to figure out what has me stuck. What do I need to change to get unstuck? How do I move forward from here? This is about looking at things from a different perspective. So flip a coin on whether that's good or bad. Like the Hermit is really similar to this energy. They're both about trying to figure out, what do I do moving forward from here? The difference is in where the focus is placed. Like with the Hanged Man, I'm looking at things external to me. And with the Hermit, I'm looking inside myself. What about me do I need to make adjustments to so that I can move forward? So I don't know if this is just a reference that we got something stuck in terms of like building something together, or if there's some element of there's a problem, and wherever the problem lies, the person that has that problem isn't looking where the actual problem is. It's very rare in life that this problem shows up in our external world without it first showing up in our internal world. Like we create it here first before we create it outside. Right behind this Hanged Man, this progress being halted, stuck energy here, I've got the Six of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy. This is sometimes a card of balance. It can be like rebalancing the situation back out. It could be generosity, reciprocity. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. We take care of each other, equal give and take again. The other meaning to this card is it can represent the Merchant here, which would probably be your person in this case, giving to two different people in the physical sense, and one of them is kind of behind his back. So this can sometimes be an indicator that we got somebody doing something that they're not supposed to do, and that could be the thing that's gotten progress halted, is that we've got someone giving to two people here. That fits right in line with the moon energy, like something you don't know about, something hidden in the dark, a secret being kept. When I clarify the moon, I get the Five of Pentacles, Judgment, the Tower, and the Page of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is more Taurus energy. This is Fives are conflict, fives are change. This is an abandonment. This is being cast aside, being left out in the cold, discarded, walked away from. This is a breakup kind of an energy. It can sometimes represent like a devastating physical loss, devastating financial loss, something like that. But this is looking like breakup. I got Judgment next, which is the most powerful card of decision in the tarot deck. This is about passing a final verdict and judgment on something, making a final decision. In a relationship reading, this is usually one of two things. Either A, we're going to call this completely dead and over with and there's no coming back from it, or B, we're going to try to resurrect this and bring it back to life and transform it in a way that it's never going to be the same way again. I'm not 100% sure that we're talking about transformation here, at least not from both sides of this. This is looking like the final decision that this is dead and over and I'm leaving and I'm out. And there's something about that unknown. There's something about that with, like, I don't have the full picture of exactly what's going on and why this person is leaving and why they've passed this judgment. I do have the Tower next, which is the collapse of some important structure in your lives. This is affecting both of you, so this would be some kind of a game changer here. The Tower is not always a bad thing. It definitely can be, but think about it from this point of view. Like, that could represent the collapse of the relationship. It could represent the collapse of a belief system, like this mental model of the world that I'm operating from, where I think things are going to be this one way, and then something happens to shatter all that, and now it's this completely different way I wasn't expecting. Even winning the lottery would be a game changer. Your life would be totally different. And that's kind of what this represents. It's some big change that takes place that makes everything from this point on different. It's looking like collapse of relationship, abandonment, breakup. And then after that, we have the Page of Pentacles, which it's news and messages and communications about some physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself. It can also represent this early stage plan for the future. The Page is the lowest form of the court card. It's the least developed. So this can be like a not fully developed plan for the future. Probably full of uncertainty because something's going on that I'm not sure about. And this belief that I have of us working together to lay the foundations of building a life together, that has stopped. There has been some disconnection here, probably a physical walking away, judgment being passed, and now everything's different about the plan that I had, and I have to come up with a new plan. That's what it's looking like so far. I'll be freely honest with you here. The early stages of this reading, it's not totally uncommon that I don't fully understand what the hell this is trying to tell me yet. Because of that, I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Aries, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I will come back to it again as I go through your person's energy so we can see how it applies to them. That's the shared energy. Your energy in this connection for October 2024, Aries. The first card is always the most important. You got the Three of Cups. Central for your energy is the Two of Wands, and your final card here is the Six of Pentacles. We already saw that here 3 cards deep in the story on the bottom of the deck for the shared energy here. This Three of Cups is Cancer energy. This has 2 distinct meanings. The first one, it can be about being reunited and celebrating, or being united together to begin with and celebrating. I do have some judgment being passed, which is, these are 2 of the 3 cards that can represent reconciliation, like getting back together. It doesn't feel like that here in the shared energy. It's entirely possible that you are having this as your first card because you're incredibly focused on being reunited with this person, and progress is happening really slow, and maybe they're not expressing themselves here. I do have that New Cup, which could be a legitimate new beginning, or filling the cup back up between the 2 of you. Shit, I didn't go far enough. I got the Knight of Wands right here, which is the player of the tarot deck. Wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth, can't stay fully committed to what I say I want kind of an energy, all the way down to being somebody who's playing 2 different people and telling them both what they want to hear just so they can get what they want. I do have the High Priestess right underneath that, and the Ace of Pentacles here. So the High Priestess is your intuition. The Moon can represent your intuition. This is usually that internal knowing where I don't have any actual hard evidence or facts to support this thing, but I have this feeling, I have this gut feeling, this hunch, this intuitive hit. Maybe I had a dream about it, and in my dream, you're leaving me, and it's like, whoa, now something is talking to me internally, and maybe I don't know exactly what it's telling me. Maybe I don't have facts to support it, can't put my finger on it, but I know something without having any way of knowing it. And this Ace of Pentacles in the background is what is being carried by this Knight of Pentacles that's here, and this Page of Pentacles that's here. This is the seed of abundance. This is a physical, real world, tangible opportunity presenting itself. Something physical that can be touched. Knight of Cups right underneath that, and the Hanged Man. This is telling me what's going on now. Someone had a physical opportunity to move forward and advance and take actions toward love and emotions, romantic gestures, romantic offers, advancing a cup of love somewhere here. That's probably what this cup of love is referring to, which brings me to, I've got the Hanged Man here. That's probably what halted the progress here. I've got 10 of Swords right behind that, which is a swift, painful ending to something. Sometimes an ending you don't see coming, sometimes an ending in betrayal. Anyway, that cup brings me back to the other meaning to the Three of Cups. It's not just about being united and celebrating or reunited. That 3 cups can represent a third-party love triangle because we do have 3 cups of love in the picture here. So I'm going to clarify this and see what else we can find out. Tell me more about this 3 of Cups. Why is this here for Aries? That's that their most important card for October 2024, please. Let's get one more. You just can't make this up. Bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. Again, we've already seen that. Something is halting the progress here. If we're talking about reconciliation, that ain't happening. It's not moving right now. If we're talking about third-party love triangle, that is what has gotten everything hung up here. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles, that Taurus energy we've already seen. The Merchant here, your person giving to 2 people in the physical sense. And one of them is behind their back. That's what this physical opportunity is back here. And that's what your intuition is screaming at you about. You probably don't actually have any facts to support it. The High Priestess, she sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she knows everything. She sees everything. She doesn't always tell us everything, though. Sometimes there's stuff that, as humans, we're just not meant to know. Sometimes there's stuff that we don't need to know until it's time, at which point she clues you in through the intuition and the dreams and the signs and synchronicities and that kind of stuff. It's that internal knowing. In and of herself, she can represent there's stuff you don't have access to right now. There's information you can't access right now that you don't actually know. And then the moon in and of itself can represent something hidden from you, something not revealed yet, something hidden in the dark. And I've got both of them already. And this energy of things being stuck, the person giving to 2, hiding one behind their back, and there's the new cup of love again. It's very obvious to me we have a third party going. Definitely, I got the 5 of Swords right behind that. This is Aquarius energy. 5s are conflict or change. This could be a big fight, a big argument, a conflict in the way you guys are thinking here. A lot of times this will represent a betrayal or a person who has this winning at all costs mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want no matter what happens. If you get hurt in that process, well, tough shit for you because I'm taking care of myself and getting what I want. You could be dealing with somebody like that. This most of the time is a betrayal. At its core, it's like a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Gotten everything hung up. That betrayal is tied directly to new cup of love, Merchant giving to 2, 3 cups of love involved here. When I clarify the 3 of Cups, I get the 3 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the Empress. 2 more indicators that we got another person involved here. The 3 of Swords is Libra energy. This is heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. Now, third energy is not always romantic third party, although it most definitely can be, and it's kind of looking like that in this case. The third energy can be working too much. It could be geographic distance. It could be nosy friends, family members, co-workers, neighbors, anybody that's not you or this person sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. But like I said, it can be third party, and it's looking that way. I got 7 of Cups next, which is Scorpio energy of options and choices, and confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of different ways this could play itself out, and nobody is wanting to make a mistake here. The smoke clouds around all these cups can represent clouded judgment, emotional confusion, clouded decision making, obscured vision. We could have somebody trying to keep something hidden, trying to keep something so that you can't see everything that's going on. I've seen 2 references to your intuition telling you something was going on, and facts being hidden from you to where you don't actually know, you just feel it. I get this a lot in that case when somebody is blowing a smoke screen and they're trying to obscure what you can see and what facts you can see, and they're trying to cloud your belief in yourself, make you doubt your own intuition. Also, like I said, represents options and choices, where if you've got 3 cups of love going on here, there is another option in this case. Got the Empress next, which is card 3 of the major arcana. She rules over the 3s of the 4 suits. I've seen the 3 of Pentacles, and when I clarified the moon, it was the underlying energy. I've got the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, now the 3 of the major arcana. I'm getting hammered with this idea that there's you, there's this person, and then there's their other person. She is perpetually pregnant. She's the mother of the tarot deck, so she's always giving birth to something. In her relationship reading, she represents the birth of a new relationship. Sometimes it can represent the rebirth of a connection after it's been called dead and over with, like trying to rebirth it. Which again, I'm seeing 2 reconciliation type energies here in your first column of cards, which would be the most important cards for you. It's possible that you're heartbroken and sad and trying to figure out, how do we get this back and what's my plan for the future now. It's entirely possible that this is just 3 references in this column to third party love triangle going on. Central to your energy, Aries, 2 of Wands. This is Aries energy. 2s are choices or decisions. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads. It's a decision point for you about what is it you want your life to be like. What is it that I want for my life? And which of these 2 paths is going to get me to that? And likewise, which of these 2 paths am I going to have to leave behind in order to get what I want? So that's the decision point for you about what you want. Tell me about this 2 of Wands for Aries. Why is that central to Aries energy? Bottom of the deck, underlying this decision point for you, 9 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is a card, it's a single energy. It's a step backwards from the 10 of Pentacles. And we've seen the 3 of Pentacles like laying the foundations to get to that 10 of Pentacles. That's like building a life together, living together, building like a stable physical life together. This is a step back from that. This is single energy of like independence, self-sufficiency. Like, I can do this on my own. I don't need you to physically take care of me or financially take care of me. I've got that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be single. It probably represents that you are single now. I do see abandonment here, judgment being passed, the tower collapse here. This feels like it's also talking about your person, because it's not always just a person who is single. Sometimes this can represent a person who isn't single, but they're presenting themselves in the physical world as if they're single, which is how you get a 3rd cup of love and a heartbreaking situation from a 3rd energy. And it's how you birth something new. Options and choices here, and presenting myself as if I'm single and capable of taking advantage of these options and choices, which would be something that if you're in a relationship, you know you're not supposed to do, but this person seems to be doing it anyway. Right under that 9 of Pentacles, I have the Chariot. This is Cancer's major arcana card. I feel like I've said Cancer a couple of times. I've got some Pisces out here, some Taurus I've said a couple of times, some fire energy. Let's see. I've got Libra, Scorpio, Aries, Gemini, Cancer again, Sagittarius, Taurus again, Capricorn, Taurus again. I've got some Sagittarius. You could be dealing with any of those signs, but hell, this is a general collective reading. You could be dealing with literally any sign. It's going to be impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with in this general reading, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you. Here I'm tapping into probably thousands of Aries people all at the same time. So I'm just going to keep calling these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But this is Cancer energy. This is the fastest moving energy in the deck most of the time. I'll tell you why in a second. Like, this at its core is about this underlying will to overcome the obstacles, to overcome the challenges, the problems that are in the way. It's about getting past all that stuff just through sheer will alone, and then moving forward very quickly in success and victory. But there is an issue of alignment here on the card. We have the Black Sphinx and the White Sphinx that represents the shadow side of a person and the light side of a person. And the driver doesn't have any reins to control this thing, so he uses will alone to steer this. And if the driver is not in alignment, if that shadow side of himself and the light side of himself aren't both pulling in the same direction, this thing can be every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man. Or worse yet, it can tear itself in half because both sides try to pull in a different direction as it tries to move forward. So we have this underlying will to overcome what's happened to make you single here. But there's also a misalignment, and I'm not sure if that misalignment is within you, Aries, or if this represents you're pulling one way and they're pulling a different way, and that's what brought you into being single, whether you liked it or not. I got the High Priestess under that again, which is another sign that there's something you don't know about related to forward movement, related to overcoming this idea of being single, related to this choice about what you want. There's something going on in the background that your intuition is talking to you about. I don't know if you're listening, though. Like, that's the thing about intuition. Like, 9 times out of 10, it's going to tell you some shit you don't want to hear. It's going to talk to you about stuff that you don't want to be true. I know this from personal experience. I mean, I had a girlfriend one time. Everything seemed great, but then suddenly I started getting this weird feeling that something isn't what it's cracked up to be. And I tried to, like, push that feeling under the rug and push it aside and ignore it for about 3 days. And then I got the deck out and I did a spread to find out, okay, what's going on here. And I got like 5 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords, the Devil. I'm like, okay, no, this can't be right. And I put those cards aside, got a new deck out. Same freaking cards came out. Like, there's more to it than that, but those cards were in there again. Put that deck aside, got a third deck out, same cards. So, like, I get it. It's telling you some shit you don't want to hear. I confronted her about it. Her own cards, she was a reader too. Her own cards told the same story. So, and then a couple of days later, I found out that it actually was true. So I get it. It's telling you something you don't want to hear, but it's always right. You're getting some intuitive hits that there's more going on than what you think. Yeah, there's the internal conflict. 5 of Wands is Leo energy. Again, 5s are conflict. This is a conflict in your desires. Like, there's a piece of you that wants this connection back. And then there's another piece of you that realizes there's more than meets the eye here. And this is you being torn and having this internal conflict, playing this tug of war in terms of what is it that I want. And that's coming at the point where you're being forced to choose what do you want for your life and which path gets you there. And I think you're conflicted about that. When I clarify the 2 of Wands, I get the Lovers, the 10 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and Temperance. The Lovers is the Gemini Major Arcana card. This can represent a powerful love connection in terms of how you're viewing it and the way you feel about it. I do got to be clear, this is not like God saying that this person is your twin flame. Twin flames aren't even real. I'm not going to get on that tangent right now. This is not God beaming down the message that the two of you are meant to be together. It's not what it's ever meant. This is about the interconnectedness between people. And when you're in a relationship with another person, the choices that they make, like these decisions about what they want, influence you. When they bring a third cup of love into the picture, that influences you. It has an effect on you, and vice versa. So this card a long time ago used to be called the choice. So it represents the choices that we make affect each other. It represents a choice about this connection. It represents sometimes a choice between lovers, which would make sense. There's this choice about which one of you do I want. It's a choice for you about this connection and the heartbreak that you feel, because there's another conflict. If this is actually true love, where's this heartbreak coming from? Where's this emotional confusion and clouded judgment and clouded decision making coming from? Next, I have the Ten of Swords. This is Gemini energy. This is a swift, painful ending to something. Sometimes this is an ending that you didn't see coming, which is why the swords are in your back here. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal. So that's twice now I've referenced betrayal. Again, swords are in your back. You got stabbed in the back. It takes someone close to you to be able to do that. Someone that you trust, that you're willing to turn your back on. And then there's this obscured vision, clouded decision making, like blowing smoke up your ass so you can't see what's happening with this third energy is what this is looking like. Two of Cups, Cancer energy. Again, it's a two. It's a choice. So I've got a choice about what is it that I really want from my life. I've got a choice about this connection, a choice between lovers. This is the minor arcana version of this card. So yes, this can represent an emotional connection, a love connection between the two of you, but it can just as easily represent a choice about that connection or a choice between two different cups of love. In this Three of Cups, one of those cups is you, one of those cups is your person, and they have another cup to choose between you or that person. It's right beside the birthing of a new connection. Final clarifier for this Two of Wands is Temperance. This is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. This is a card of patience. It's also a card of like blending two things together to make something new, or recombining things. Like I said, this Judgment card can sometimes be reconciliation because it's about resurrection in one sense. This Three of Cups can sometimes be reconciliation because it's about being reunited and celebrating. Even the Empress, I mean, can sometimes be like a reconciliation type energy because it could be the rebirth of a connection. Temperance is another one of those reconciliation cards. Water represents love, and here the love has been separated into two different cups, and this angel is recombining it, trying to mix it back together and put it back into being one. So I'm getting the feeling that that is where you are. Like you're still carrying all of this either hope or expectancy that we're going to like recombine and get back together. There's uncertainty about it, and I feel like there's probably stuff you still don't know that's going on here. But I think that's probably your early stage, not fully developed, not fully thought out plan for the future here. The final card for you, Aries, is the Six of Pentacles. We've already seen that in this other clarifying deck here. It can be rebalancing things. It could be I scratch your back and you scratch my back and we take care of each other and it's equal give and take, and let's put it back that way. It can also represent, like I said, the merchant, your partner here, giving to two different people in the physical sense, acting single and presenting themselves as single when they're not. Tell me about this Six of Pentacles. Why is this the final card for Aries here in October 2024? Bottom of the deck, Seven of Swords. This is Aquarius energy of lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something that I shouldn't be trying to get away with. Like I know what I'm not supposed to do and I'm doing it anyway. And I'm probably really good poker face, really good at keeping my emotions bottled up so you can't read me. because I got this new cup and I'm being a player here. And it's like your intuition is strong enough that it's talking to you about what's going on. This is them sneaking around, being deceptive. Hanged Man. Things are stuck, not moving because of that. Ace of Wands. Passionate new beginning and passion and desire. This is also the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what, and sexual energy and all that jazz. Definitely they're giving to two people and keeping that from you and being sneaky. When I clarify Six of Pentacles, I get Three of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the King of Wands, Eight of Cups. Three of Pentacles is that teamwork, collaboration that we saw earlier, and when I clarified the Moon. Working together as equals, building the foundation for this Ten of Pentacles, this combined together life. Looking at it from this point of view, like I could take these two cards to mean that we're building this together, we're equals in this, it's equal give and take, it's all balanced. I don't feel for a second like it actually is. So I don't know if this is like your idealized view of the connection, like the difference between like what it actually is and what you want it to be. Almost kind of like how much money is in your bank account versus how much do you wish was in your bank account. I'm sure they're vastly different numbers. And this is starting to take on this look that how you wish this connection was and how you've kind of like convinced yourself that it is vastly different from how it actually is. It's also feeling like it's telling me that during a time when the two of you were working together to lay the foundations of building a life together, that's when this heartbreaking third energy showed up, a choice between lovers. I think that's what's going on here. I have the Hierophant next, which is Taurus Major Arcana energy. I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's out here in your person's energy too. This is a card of commitment to something bigger than yourself. In the context of a love reading, this would be fully committed to the relationship, being in a committed relationship, taking it to the next level. This is a marriage card. If it's not actual marriage, which I don't think it is, I guess it's possible, but this is looking more like that's probably where you believed it was going to go, which is probably what this Tower is about for you. It's like, but I thought we were building a life together. I thought we were going to get married, and I thought, you know, it was going this certain direction, and then something now looks like a new beginning has happened with someone that's not you, that's kind of collapsed all of this and left you uncertain about the plan moving forward from here. I got King of Wands next, which is either Leo or Sagittarius energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person, very driven, very motivated, very ambitious. Like they know exactly what they want and they go after it. They don't let little roadblocks and obstacles stop them. They don't take no for an answer. Like this is the type of dude that's going to find a way to get what he wants, or he's going to make a way to get what he wants. It's also the pinnacle of that wand suit. We just saw it. It's the phallic symbol of the deck, sexual energy. So this is someone who's not just driven and motivated in the normal sense. They're very driven and motivated by sexual energy, passion, and desire. I've got that sitting right next to Two of Cups, which is a choice about your connection, but also probably for them a choice between two different people, you or the other one that they have passion and desire for, this person that they have birthed a new relationship with. Final clarifier for you, Aries, is the Eight of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching and physically detaching and walking away. The person in the card is walking away from 8 full cups of love because they think there's something better out there for them. A lot of times this will be your person getting that grass might be greener on the other side of the fence thing going on, and they got to go find out, is it better over there or not? Now, usually what they find out is, no, it's not better over there. In fact, this isn't even close to all it was cracked up to be. And a lot of times they'll try to come back at some later point. They'll try to come back and reblend things together here and recombine the two of you. I don't see that's what's happening right now. I haven't been through their energy yet, but I don't have any indicators at all that that is what's going on. So if in the case of that, this would be advice for you, Aries, and it's the advice of 8 cups is the best this person can do. Like, that's all they're ever going to be able to give you is 8 cups. And 8 cups is just not good enough for you. You deserve your 9th cup, which is your own personal happiness, your own wish fulfillment. You deserve your 10th cup, which is that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale romance, that reciprocated love where you pour your love into them and they pour it equally back into you, and you're both together and fully happy and fully in love. You deserve both of those. And this person isn't capable of giving you that. And this is about recognizing that and making that very difficult conscious decision to walk away from what you have to go down this new path in search of your 9th and your 10th cup. It's the only way you're going to find it here. Like, it doesn't really matter how much patience you bring to this situation. If you're looking to combine together with someone to actually have true love, it's not going to be here. Scoot this over a little bit and get some more room. We're going to take a look at your person's energy here. First card for them is the most important. They got 4 of Pentacles. Central to their energy, 8 of Wands. And their final card is the Hierophant. This 4 of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. This is an energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Sometimes that can mean I don't want to lose you. I don't want to let go of this connection. Sometimes that's a financial thing, like financial stability is another meaning to this card. So it can be like I want to hold on to my stability in the physical sense. Sometimes this can be a greedy, stingy, it's all about me kind of an energy here. So take a look at that. Tell me more about this 4 of Pentacles. Why is this the first card for Aries romantic person of interest? Okay. Got a lot here. Normally I get 3 clarifiers. I just got 5. Underlying this 4 of Pentacles energy, I get the 9 of Pentacles, which is, again, it's a stable, abundant, prosperous kind of an energy. This is like, I can take care of myself physically. I can take care of myself financially. This is the card that comes after the 8 of Pentacles, which is about putting in the work on something. And this is about reaping the rewards of the work that I've put in. So we got some element here of finances and probably them wanting to hold on to the stability, potentially even wanting to hold on to being single, or wanting to hold on to like the type of things I can do when I'm single. Because I know what I'm supposed to do when I'm single and I'm just not doing that. And I know what I'm not supposed to do, but that's what I want to do. And it could be I'm trying to hold on to this idea of being able to present myself as single even if I'm not. Got the High Priestess right under that. So your intuition, again, cluing you in on something related to this idea of them presenting themselves in that type of a way. Even possibly intuitively knowing that they have some stuff that they don't want to lose in the material sense even. When I clarify this 4 of Pentacles, I get the 6 of Wands, the Magician, the Sun, the Knight of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. 6 of Wands is Leo energy of recognition. So this could be your person being recognized for something. It could be them coming to some sort of a recognition themselves, and that whatever they recognize allows forward movement for them. This is more looking like them getting recognized for something, possibly being greedy or stingy, or hanging on to being single even if they're not. Next I got the Magician, which is the master manifester of the deck. It's the Mac Daddy master manifester is what I call it. It's somebody who has all the tools and resources and abilities to create the world around them to be in alignment with the way their will desires it to be. He's got all 4 aces in front of him on the table. Those are the ones of the 4 suits. Those 4 ones are 1111, which is the number of manifesting. So this is about actively manifesting something. My thoughts and my actions shaping the world around me. This is telling me that they've created the situation that I'm reading about. And it's telling me that they're trying to hold on to something, probably being single, and at the same time moving forward with what it is that they're trying to create. I got the Sun next, which is a Leo Major Arcana card. It's the happiest card in the deck. Happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Like, really hard to get a better card than the Sun when that's what it's talking about. Like, yes, this person is probably being very self-centered and self-serving, and they're trying to manifest their own happiness. Okay, I can dig that. But the other meaning to the Sun is it's the card that comes immediately after the Moon in the sequence of the major arcana. So when the Moon's out and it's dark outside and there's stuff going on that you can't see, things hidden in the dark, secrets, the next step is the Sun comes up and now it's not dark anymore, and all that stuff that you couldn't see gets illuminated, it gets exposed, and you can see it for what it is. And the thing that's getting exposed is Knight of Wands, which is the second fastest knight in the deck. This is rushing forward and taking this rapid, passionate action on something I have all this passion and desire for. It gets called the player of the tarot deck because it's this real wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth bullshit kind of an energy. It can be that kind of person that comes rushing in all passionately and tells you everything you want to hear in order to get what they want, and then they rush off somewhere else all passionately and tell them everything they want to hear in order to get what they want, and they come back and forth between two different people playing both of them. It can just represent a person who's like non-committal, and not in the sense that they're not always fully committed to what they say they want. Like, they'll say they want something, they'll be all gung-ho about it and taking all this action on it and probably saying the right things and doing the right things, and then suddenly they change their mind and go a whole different direction. Maybe do that more than once. This is feeling like they have created this situation to get their own happiness by being a player and by being single even though they're not. And this is looking like they've kept some secrets that ultimately collapse the connection between the two of you. I got Six of Swords as the final clarifier, Aquarius energy. We've seen the Five of Swords. This is the card that comes right after that, that mentally and psychologically painful thing, that betrayal. This is about, at this stage, the betrayal has already happened. They can't change that at this point. The only thing they have any control over is what happens moving forward. So this is about moving away from this painful thing and moving forward into the future toward what they want. There is this, the woman, child, and the swords in the boat represent going forward, carrying a burden from the past with me, or carrying a lesson from the past with me. Feeling more like burden in this case. Like, that's the real power of this card, the real choice that we have here. It's just an implied choice. It's not really even out in the open kind of a choice. The real choice is, do I carry the burden that this painful thing caused into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down? Or do I carry forward with me the lesson that that painful thing taught me so something like this doesn't happen again? Don't really have any indicator that they're carrying a lesson forward. Central to their energy is the Eight of Wands, more passion, desire, energy. This is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is that Chariot card that we saw earlier. This is about either rapid back and forth passionate communications, rapid forward movement, or progress on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. Sometimes this can indicate travel. Sometimes this is just like a lot of stuff happening at once. It's like so much coming at me, so much happening at once, it can start to feel overwhelming. This is looking to me like zoom fast progress here on what they want. Tell me about this Eight of Wands. Why is that central for Aries person in October 2024? You don't say. Bottom of the deck underlying this energy. Three of Wands, Aries energy. This is about being at the beginning stages of manifesting the thing that they want. I saw the Two of Wands central to your energy, that choice about what is it I really want for my life and which path gets me there. Well, in this stage, they've already made that choice about what they want. And they've already chosen the path that they believe gets them there, and they've started taking the steps down that path. They're actively taking actions to try to create this thing that they want, this thing that they believe is going to bring them their happiness. they firmly believe that the path I'm on is going to deliver to me this thing that I want. It just hasn't happened yet. So this is an energy of like waiting on that to materialize, waiting on it to show up. The path that they've chosen is like, don't get me wrong, I like the wand, the sexual energy, just as much as anybody else. Hell, I'm a Leo. So this person's choosing the path based on the wrong head, if you know what I mean. This is that passionate new beginning. Like, that's what they want. That's what they're going after. That's what they're waiting on to transpire. Hanged Man. Something is blocking. Something is in the way. Something has got progress halted. This also is starting to feel a little bit shady to me too, because like I said earlier, this is about looking at things from a different perspective than normal. It's not about looking inside themselves about, okay, what is it about me that's messed up here? What is it about me that I need to make adjustments to? They ain't looking at me. They're looking externally. They're looking at the things that I can blame this on, the people I can blame this on, the situations, the circumstances. It's this external stuff that's the problem, not them, at least from their point of view. Yeah, I got the Hermit right behind it, though. So maybe we do have a little bit of introspection going on here. Maybe they're... Man, this is feeling like I'm waiting on this passionate new beginning because something external to me has this halted. That's probably you in this case. And then this is them doing soul searching to figure out what to do moving forward from here. What about me do I need to adjust so I can move forward the way I want? Hell, sometimes I get this because it's like the Virgo Major Arcana card. This is sometimes like a card of withdrawal and isolation and communication shutting down. And I get this card a lot when someone ghosts you and like they don't even tell you what's going on. They're just split. See, yeah, I'm out of here, and they don't give you any closure on the matter. That's, I think, exactly what happened. Queen of Swords here. This is Libra energy. She's about speaking the truth on something, but she's also about cutting off the person or the thing that isn't serving her anymore. Like severing that and getting rid of it. Very fast coming on here, whatever this is. From your point of view, like I saw that 10 of Swords where like it could be something that you didn't see coming. This feels like very fast moving, not in the sense that, you know, on Monday everything was fine and on Tuesday they split. It's almost like on Monday you didn't know everything that had been going on in the background. You didn't know this early stage plan for the future that was happening. And then on Tuesday you found out about all of it all at once, and it probably feels like it's out of the blue, out of left field here. I got 7 of Swords to clarify that, 8 of Wands. King of Swords, Page of Cups, 9 of Cups. So 7 of Swords we've already seen. That's Aquarius energy. This is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back. I think that's what they're getting recognized for. But I also think that's what they start moving really quickly on too. I got King of Swords next, which is... it's an emotionally detached decision-making energy. I've got this 8 of Cups out here, them emotionally detaching and walking away. This is the kind of person that engages in that kind of energy here. This is someone who's very smart and logical and rational, very prone to make decisions that are in their own best interest. It's also somebody who doesn't give two shits how you feel about something. They don't care about the emotions. They throw the emotions and that intuition crap out the window. This is like someone who looks at the truth and the facts of the matter and what can I see right in front of me and what can I verify with my own eyes? What do I know to be true? And I'm going to base my decisions based on that and like what's the most logical, practical thing to do. And from their point of view, sneaking around was probably really logical and practical. It's probably why they got emotionally disconnected. This is their way of trying to like sneak off and leave this behind, even though what they're leaving behind is the 2 of Swords, which is a decision that hasn't actually been made yet. So I think they start sneaking around trying to create this escape route for themselves, trying to create their own happiness. I think part of what they're doing is like this card can represent rapid back and forth passionate communication, like lovey-dovey type heavy communications like that. And I have Page of Cups with it, which is a messenger. It's news and messages and communications about love and emotions, expressing feelings, expressing like how I feel, what I want here. Like this is like early stages of a love offer, flirtatious behavior, trying to advance on something like that. The fish in the cup can sometimes represent like a sleight of hand type of a thing, where like I'm trying to distract you with this fish, look over here so you don't see what's really going on type of a deal. I think that didn't work out too well. Yes, they're keeping a secret, and maybe there's still stuff you don't know about, but there's also the sun right here beside that, which is like that piece has been illuminated. So maybe you found some messages, and that was maybe your intuition was talking to you and you couldn't take it anymore, and you looked and saw some shit you probably weren't meant to see. Nine of Cups is the final clarifier here for this Eight of Wands. This is Pisces energy. This is personal happiness and wish fulfillment. I've referenced that when I was talking about this Eight of Cups, like leaving this Eight Cups behind to go off in search of the ninth and the 10th cup. This is their personal happiness, their own wish fulfillment. Again, this is a single energy because it's a step back from the 10 of Cups, that combined together emotionally thing. This is individually. I'm totally content in and of myself. Like, I enjoy myself here. This is like sometimes self-indulgent energy, overindulgent energy. This would be a person who, like, from their point of view, like, my happiness is more important to me than your happiness. Like, what's best for me is more important than what's best for us. It's that kind of feeling here. It also can be a person who is not single, just like that Nine of Pentacles. I'm not single, but I present myself in the physical world as if I am. Well, this is, I'm not single, but emotionally I am. It's right beside the Player. Like this is screaming, my own personal jollies are super important to me. That is what my happiness is tied to. That's what my life revolves around. That's what I try to create. It's my own personal jollies. Man. Final card for your person, Aries, the Hierophant. Again, Taurus Major Arcana card. Commitment to something bigger than yourself, being fully committed to a relationship, being in a committed relationship. Sometimes this is a marriage card. I've got it in your last column in the clarifiers, and it is the top card in their last column. I've seen quite a few references. I don't really think that the two of you are married, although you could be. This is more feeling like we were in a committed relationship while all this stuff was happening in the background that you didn't know about. Tell me about the Hierophant. Why is the Hierophant here for Aries person of interest? Final card, October 2024. Wow. Bottom of the deck. The High Priestess again. So there's your intuition screaming at you again. And the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is trying to say that intuitively, like, I knew there's some gut feeling that explains why this is moving so slow. That's the overall energy of the reading. Why it feels like nothing's moving. There's some meaning to that. And I have this internal knowing about what that is. Whether I want to listen to what it's telling me or not is a whole different matter, but you could feel something was off with this person doing something that they're not supposed to do. Like, he's supposed to be planting the seed, but the fields are empty, which means he hasn't done what he's supposed to do. And it also means he's currently doing what he knows he's not supposed to do. He knows he's not supposed to just sit there on his ass and do nothing. He's supposed to plant the seed, and he's not doing it. So this is like some internal knowing that something is off with what's going on here. And the little signs that you're seeing actually have meaning to them. Five of Wands. There's an internal conflict here. I've seen quite a few fives. Five of Pentacles. I've seen Five of Swords. Now I've got Five of Wands. I think this is the second time I've seen that. The fives are conflict and change. And I'm clarifying the Hierophant, which is the five of the major arcana. It rules over all those conflict and change cards in the four suits. So this is feeling like they have some sort of a conflict about commitment. Maybe a piece of them wants to be in a commitment, another piece of them wants to, run and sow their wild oats or whatever they think they're doing here. But there's some sort of an internal conflict, and maybe that's a conflict with you on, like, I feel this and it's getting increasingly difficult to ignore these feelings, but I don't want to pay attention to them. It could be as simple as that. It could be as simple as they're pulling this way and you're pulling that way, and instead of you guys pulling everything together, you're pulling against each other. You're both wanting different things. I got the Fool right behind that. That's taking that blind leap of faith. This is the first card of the Major Arcana, card 0. First card of the whole deck. It's about a new beginning on something. A new beginning where I don't even really know how it's going to work out. I'm just going to say screw it and go for it, and I'm going to leap off this cliff, and I'll figure it out on my way down. This can represent foolish behavior, taking unnecessary risks or risks outside of the connection, which it appears that's exactly what they've done here. Yeah, acting single when they're not single. They're in a committed relationship with you, and you can feel something's off with it. Like I said, though, it's going to tell you something you don't want to hear most of the time. Some stuff you don't want to be true, some stuff you don't want to see because you can't unsee it. And I think you struggled for a while to ignore this feeling you have. When I clarify the Hierophant for them, I get the World, the Moon again, and the Two of Wands again. The World is the final card of the Major Arcana. We just saw the Fool, the first card. This is the ending of a cycle, looking like the ending of a cycle of commitment. But at the same time, this is also the beginning of the next new cycle where you start over at the Fool again on this blind leap of faith on something new. So this represents the ending of that cycle between the two of you or them in this commitment and starting some new cycle. The new cycle that started here is one of sneaky, deceptive, shady-ass behavior because they're trying to move forward to get what they want. I think they're communicating with somebody else all passionately. Next clarifier for the Hierophant is the Moon. That is the shared energy that's affecting both of you out here. This is the secrets being kept, the things that are being hidden in the dark. That is the logical thing to do. See, I've got that two different ways. It's right beside the Moon, like logic and reason dictate that in my own best interest, I should keep this hidden from you. Because the thing that I'm creating is not the thing that you want me to be creating, and therefore you can't know about it. The other way I have it out here is like logic and common sense dictate that I should lie, cheat, and sneak around behind your back so I don't get caught here while I'm communicating with somebody else that you don't know about. So there's definitely this idea of I'm ending this commitment and starting this new commitment somewhere else, and I'm keeping that hidden from you. Again, I'm not letting you see the options that are here in front of you. Two of Wands. That is the central card for you. It's that Aries energy of a fork in the road, a crossroads in their life, a crossroads in this connection. This is that decision point about what is it that they want for their life and which path gets them to that and which path do they need to leave behind. Looks to me like in that same road, happiness is there, and happiness is apparently coming from talking to someone that isn't you in this lovey-dovey fashion here. Looking like that's probably part of their wish fulfillment, at least wish fulfillment in the right now. They're very prone to change their mind on what it is that they want. Looks like they've made their decision, though, to keep things hidden from you until they can't anymore, and then there's the abandonment and judgment being passed to call this connection dead and over, the tower where everything falls apart, and now they have their not fully developed plan for the future moving forward, while you're left to come to grips with all of this and what's happened and try to balance yourself back out and emotionally realign and recalibrate yourself so that you can figure out what's your early stage plan for the future moving forward from here. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Aries love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation, and I'll see you in the next video.